Spirit wants to reveal today. As always, keep what resonates with your heart and release anything that isn't meant for you. All right, Aries, let's get into your reading. So, the message that I have for you today is this, and it carries genuine emotional weight. There is a person connected to your energy at this moment, and they are completely consumed by you. This is not a fleeting thought or a passing curiosity. This runs far deeper than you realize. Every single hour of their day circles back to you, and they feel completely powerless to stop it. Relentlessly, this pull toward you has grown inside their chest, and it occupies every corner of their mind. When morning arrives, they think of you first, and when night falls, you are their final thought. Nothing about this fixation has faded over time, and if anything, it has only intensified beyond measure. I feel like the universe is highlighting this connection for a powerful reason, and the cards confirm it. Let us come in close today, because what the cards are revealing about this energy is truly striking. Our first card appearing is the Moon, and this one speaks volumes about what lives beneath it all. Layers of hidden emotion surface through this card, and none of what this person feels is casual. Underneath everything they show the world around them, raw fixation with you dominates their private thoughts entirely. Their feelings exist beneath silence and restraint, and they guard this intensity with everything they have inside. What the moon uncovers is a longing that lives in their subconscious, and it controls their every mood. Dreams about you consume them nightly, and those visions blur the line between yearning and desperate emotional need. Confusion also lives on their end, because the depth of what they feel actually frightens them inside. They did not expect to feel this much for one person, and yet they cannot dial it back. Waking or sleeping makes no difference anymore because you have invaded every layer of their emotional world completely. A story of haunted craving lives in this card, and that hunger has your name written across it. Now we have the Eight of Swords sitting beside it, and this combination is incredibly revealing to see. Mentally, this person feels trapped by what they feel for you, and you are the reason for it. They have tried to move on from this feeling, and every attempt has failed completely and painfully. Their mind keeps circling back to your face, your voice, your presence, and they cannot escape it. Frustration sits underneath it for them constantly because they want to tell you everything they hold inside. Built around their thoughts entirely, a cage holds them hostage, and it is constructed from fear of rejection. Eight of Swords reveals a person blindfolded by their own emotions, unable to see any path forward. Trapped between wanting to confess and fearing the outcome, they remain frozen in this consuming loop without escape. Then we have the Devil card appearing in this reading, and it absolutely validates the fixated energy present. Cards as powerful as the Devil only surface when attachment runs bone deep, and this reading proves that. Chained to the thought of you completely, this person has accepted that this hold over them is permanent. A magnetic quality defines how they feel about you, and nothing in their daily life compares to it. Walking away from you is not an option they can even consider anymore, and the Devil verifies that. Desire for closeness with you has crossed from wanting into needing, and that shift changed everything for them. Revealing something deeper, this card shows a fixation that was not chosen. It claimed them and they surrendered. Control over their own thoughts vanished the moment you entered their world, and it has never come back. Our final card is the Knight of Cups, and this one ties the entire message together with certainty. Leading with emotion first describes this person entirely in this season, and logic has taken a complete backseat. Every decision they make lately filters through how they feel about you, and that filter is constant now. Romantic energy bordering on devotion radiates from this card, and it has been building for quite some time. Crossing any distance or sacrificing any comfort would mean nothing to them, just to be near you again. You have become their emotional anchor, whether you know it or not, and that truth is undeniable now. Longing pulses through each card in this reading, and they all validate that you occupy their entire world. You are not imagining this connection, and the cards are making that abundantly clear in this very moment. Okay, let us go ahead and dive into your side of this because your energy speaks volumes today. Lately, something has been shifting inside you, and it has not been easy to sit with at all. Part of you already senses the weight of what approaches, and that awareness keeps you constantly on edge. Late at night, your thoughts grow louder than usual, and you replay certain moments without any rest. An ache sits in your chest that defies any name, and it surfaces when you least expect it. Vulnerability has crept into spaces you believed were guarded, and that openness unsettles you right now, deeply. Something in the air between you and this energy has shifted, and your body recognizes the change entirely. Trusting your own intuition feels difficult in this season because the stakes feel higher than ever before. Our first card for your energy is the Six of Cups, and it illuminates something worth noticing here. Warm memories and familiar feelings pour through this card, and they flood back into your awareness without warning. Old emotions you believed had settled are rising again, and they arrived uninvited, but they are undeniable. Nostalgia wraps around your heart like something alive, and you cannot decide whether to welcome it or resist. Emotional memory carries a powerful charge for you here, and it shapes how you respond to everything around. Revisiting moments that once felt sacred keeps happening, and those snapshots carry more weight than any words. Certain glances and phrases replay on a loop inside your mind, and you hold on to every single one. Comfort and ache blend together when you recall those times, and separating them has become nearly impossible now. Six of Cups validates that what you feel is rooted in truth, not manufactured or imagined at all. Now we have the Nine of Swords appearing, and this card speaks directly to what keeps you awake. Overthinking has become a nightly ritual for you, and your mind refuses to quiet down when most needed. Unanswered questions about this connection loop endlessly through your head, and they drain you beyond what you show. Fear of misreading the situation sits heavy on your shoulders, and that fear colors every choice you consider. Nine of Swords captures anxiety living just below your composure, and it screams louder than you ever reveal. Worrying about being wrong outweighs any hope of being right, and that imbalance exhausts you down to bone. Sleep becomes a battleground where your mind refuses to rest, and peaceful nights feel like distant memories now. Doubt has taken residence in your quietest hours, and it whispers things that contradict your deepest intuition. Beneath the worry, though, something steady refuses to leave, and that steadiness is your deeper knowing surfacing. What the Nine of Swords highlights is your tendency to carry burdens alone without asking for any comfort. Internalizing the weight of uncertainty until it becomes physical has taken a toll, and your body holds it. Our final card is the Empress, and she arrives with a message that shifts the entire tone forward. Radiance lives inside you whether you recognize it or not, and others are instinctively drawn to that warmth. What the Empress brings forward is a mirror reflecting your truest value, and it demands your full attention. Magnetism is not something you perform or manufacture. It flows naturally, and that is exactly what unsettles you. Accepting that you are deeply valued feels foreign, and the part of you that questions worth still resists. Receiving love is not weakness, according to this card, and opening your arms takes more courage than guarding. Self-worth has been rebuilding itself quietly beneath everything, and this card marks the moment recognition finally begins. Softness and strength exist together inside you at this moment, and the Empress celebrates that duality without condition. Deserving to be chosen deliberately and completely is your birthright, and deep down, you already believe that fully. Embracing who you are without apology is the invitation here, and the universe stands behind that truth entirely. Permission to feel everything without shame is what this card offers, and your spirit has waited for this. Cards on your side paint a portrait of hope tangled with hesitation, and trust wrestling quietly with doubt. Closer to clarity than you imagine, each card confirms that your instincts have been accurate all along today. Now, let us go deeper into their side of this, because what lives beneath their surface is intense. On their end, a storm has been building that no one around them can see or even sense. Privately, they have been struggling with emotions so large they barely know how to contain them anymore. Every quiet moment becomes a reminder of what they feel, and it hits them harder each passing day. Walls they constructed years ago to protect themselves are crumbling, and what pours through those cracks is raw. Their inner world has become a place of turmoil, and they navigate it completely alone without any help. Emotionally, they are overwhelmed in a way they have never experienced, and it has left them rattled inside. Pride keeps them from showing any of this outward, and that mask costs them more than anyone realizes. Our first card on their side is the Hermit, and it paints a vivid portrait of deliberate isolation. Pulling away from everything familiar is how they cope, choosing solitude over the terrible risk of being exposed. Alone in their own head, they process what they feel in silence, and that silence weighs heavily, always. Withdrawing is their default response to intensity, and right now, what they carry inside is absolutely staggering. Fear of being seen in their most unguarded state drives every retreat, and they retreat often these days. Solitude has become both sanctuary and prison for them, and they cannot tell the difference between the two. What the hermit also reveals is a mind that runs constantly, analyzing everything from every possible angle available. Conversations and interactions get replayed obsessively in their head, searching for clues about whether feelings could be mutual. Isolation has magnified their feelings rather than diminishing them, and that realization frustrates them beyond any spoken measure. Next, we have the Five of Cups, and this card cuts straight to grief living inside their chest. Regret colors nearly everything they experience lately, and it centers around missed chances they believe they wasted entirely. Moments where they could have spoken up haunt them, and those lost opportunities feel like permanent wounds now. Five of Cups shows a person fixated on what they failed to do while ignoring what still remains. Grief over unspoken words sits at the center of their emotional life, and it dominates their waking hours. Mourning connections that shifted before courage arrived, they relive those moments over and over without relief. A heaviness follows them through ordinary tasks, and even small reminders trigger waves of emotion they cannot control. What the Five of Cups exposes is a heart that blames itself first, always assuming the worst outcome. Self criticism has become their constant companion, and it convinces them that they missed their window for good. Guilt and sorrow intertwine inside them so tightly, and separating one from the other has become impossible now. Our final card on their side is the Hanged Man, and this captures their suspended emotional state perfectly. Representing a complete standstill, the Hanged Man shows them dangling between action and paralysis without any resolution. Everything in their life feels paused because of what they carry, and they cannot move forward or backward. Perspective has shifted for them dramatically, and what once seemed simple now feels layered with meaning and consequence. Seeing things differently has not brought them peace. It has only deepened their awareness of what lacks. Suspended between worlds is exactly how they exist at this moment, and it exhausts them down to bone. Confirmed by this card, their emotional state is not apathy. It is an agonizing awareness of absolutely everything. Patience was never something they chose willingly here. It was forced upon them by circumstances beyond their control. Internally, they are screaming, while externally presenting calm. And that contrast defines their entire existence at this stage. Every card on their side reveals a person drowning in unprocessed emotion, fighting battles no one ever witnesses. Fractured and full simultaneously, their heart bears the weight of carrying it alone, and it threatens to overwhelm. Nothing about their silence should be mistaken for indifference, because beneath it lives the most consuming feeling imaginable. Living on their side of this connection is not casual. It is absolute and total, without question. So, let us see what the cards reveal about what they are actually about to do next. Movement is forming on their end, and the energy around their decisions has picked up real momentum. Plans that existed only in thought are taking shape, and concrete steps are being considered seriously now. Hesitation is losing its grip, and a new determination has started replacing the paralysis they once knew. Behavioral shifts are already visible to those paying attention, and these changes point one direction only. Routines they maintained to avoid confrontation are breaking apart, and willingness to act emerges in its place. Something inside them has clicked recently, and that internal shift translates into external moves with real intent. Conversations they previously avoided are suddenly on the table, and they prepare themselves for the discomfort involved. Our first card for their actions is the Chariot, and it signals a powerful surge of forward motion. Appearing with undeniable force, this card only arrives after a decision has been made and fully activated. Willpower has taken the lead over indecision, and they are marshaling every resource to follow through completely. Direction has crystallized for them after months of wandering, and their focus narrows to one singular path. Obstacles that once deterred them are being treated differently, and they approach barriers as challenges to conquer. Retreat is no longer part of their vocabulary, and advancement defines their current trajectory without any exception. Discipline and drive have merged inside them, and the combination produces a force that cannot be redirected. Where scattered energy once ruled their behavior, calculated precision now governs every move they prepare to make. Travel or relocation may factor into upcoming decisions, and physical distance is about to be closed entirely. Steps toward bridging the gap between intention and reality are being mapped, and timelines are being set. Next, we have the Eight of Wands, and this card accelerates everything the Chariot already set into motion. Speed defines the energy surrounding their next actions, and delays they once tolerated are no longer accepted. Eight of Wands represents messages arriving swiftly, and communication from them comes faster than anyone anticipated. Drafts they debated sending for weeks are suddenly being completed, and the momentum behind them is undeniable. Multiple things are happening at once on their end, and each action feeds into the next without pause. Windows of opportunity they recognize are narrowing, and that urgency propels them to act before anything shifts. Waiting has officially ended according to this card, and a cascade of decisions follows, one after another. Information they held privately is about to be released, and the delivery method will be direct and clear. Barriers to communication are dissolving on their end, and the path between thought and expression grows shorter. Swift, decisive gestures will replace the cautious tiptoeing they practiced, and the shift will be unmistakably visible. Our final card for their actions is the Ace of Swords, and it brings absolute clarity to everything. Ace of Swords represents a breakthrough in thinking, and the fog that clouded their judgment has fully lifted. Truth becomes their primary weapon going forward, and they intend to wield it without apology or hesitation. Mental clarity of this magnitude changes behavior overnight, and their actions reflect a person who has decided. Cutting through confusion is what this card demands, and they are prepared to eliminate anything blocking progress. Honesty that once terrified them is becoming their chosen strategy, and that pivot marks a dramatic behavioral shift. Fresh beginnings forged through decisive action radiate from this card, and new chapters are being initiated deliberately. Breakthrough they needed was never about permission from others. It was about granting it to themselves. Finally. Intellectually, they have assembled every piece of the puzzle, and now physical follow-through is all that remains. Communication arriving from them will carry sharpness and certainty that previous attempts lacked, and it lands hard. Every card here points to a figure who stopped deliberating and started executing with full commitment instead. Action is no longer theoretical on their end. It is tangible and imminent and aimed at this connection. Wheels are turning with force behind them, and nothing in the current energy suggests any reversal is coming. Okay, now let us uncover what they are hiding, because there are truths they refuse to speak aloud. Buried beneath every interaction is a declaration they have swallowed repeatedly, and it burns inside them constantly. Words they rehearse in private never make it past their lips, and that silence is intentional and agonizing. Secret after secret stacks inside their chest, and the pressure of containing it all grows unbearable. Messages they have written and deleted outnumber the ones spoken, and that ratio haunts them every day. Fantasies about a different outcome play on repeat in their imagination, and none involve walking away. Admitting the full scope of what they crave would require vulnerability, and they cannot yet summon it. Impossibility is how they frame what they want most, and that framing keeps them frozen and silent. Our first card for their hidden truth is the Star, and it exposes the rawest secret of all. Secretly, they wish for complete emotional union, and that wish dominates every unguarded moment they experience alone. Hope is what they guard most fiercely, because admitting they still hope means they still genuinely care. Beneath pretense, the Star shows a person who quietly prays for reconciliation, healing, and ultimate closeness again. Behind every defensive wall lives a desperate wish to be fully known, accepted, and chosen unconditionally. Indifference they project is actually their loudest admission, screaming through every guarded gesture they make daily. Imagining a future together consumes their private hours, and they edit those visions out of shame constantly. Mornings and conversations and silences shared with ease fill their daydreams, and those visions feel entirely real. Rewinding certain moments to say what they actually meant, that impulse occupies their most vulnerable hours. Healing is what they secretly beg the universe for, and that prayer has never once stopped at all. Next, we have the Seven of Cups, and this card dives into the fantasies they never vocalize aloud. Imagined scenarios fill their mind like smoke, and each one centers around a life that includes belonging. Drowning in possibility defines their inner state, unable to separate what they want from what absolutely terrifies. Desire for exclusivity sits at the core of their unspoken world, and they would never admit that. Privately, they fantasize about being the only one who matters, and that possessive instinct shames them deeply. Jealousy they will never voice operates underneath everything, and it flares whenever distance or ambiguity surfaces. Craving permanence and priority and irreplaceable significance defines what they truly want, not mere attention alone. Dreams about hearing certain words spoken directly to them replay nightly, and those phrases carry enormous weight. Being told they are enough is the single unspoken need, and it drives nearly everything they suppress. Romantic idealism they publicly dismiss actually fuels their private world, and they construct elaborate futures in silence. Seven of Cups confirms their imagination has become a sanctuary, and inside it they surrender every guard. Our final card for their secrets is the Page of Cups, unlocking their deepest unspoken romantic truth. Page of Cups holds the energy of a love letter never sent, rewritten endlessly inside their head. Tender words they composed in vulnerable moments sit folded inside them, and delivering those words terrifies completely. Simple but enormous is what they ache to say, and it translates roughly to belonging and full commitment. Seeing themselves as a person still learning how to offer what they feel, that rawness is genuine. Innocence lives inside their deepest secret despite everything, revealing a heart that still believes in something sacred. An undelivered message meant only for one recipient burns inside them, and that recipient is unmistakably specific. Hidden within everything is the truth that they have never stopped wanting this, and pretending otherwise destroys them. Stripped of every defense, their truest declaration is choosing this connection over everything else, without any question. Every card in this section peels back another layer, and beneath each one sits the same unwavering truth. Nothing suppressed can erase what lives at their center, and what remains there is absolute, unshakable devotion. Secrets like these do not weaken over time, and these cards prove they only intensify with growing distance. Now let us see what the near future holds for this connection, because the cards bring powerful confirmation. Destiny is actively rearranging circumstances around both of you, and the shifts ahead are neither small nor subtle. Our first card for the near future is the Wheel of Fortune, signaling a major turning point. Cycles that kept this connection stagnant are completing, and a brand new chapter prepares to open wide. Fate has positioned both energies at the edge of something monumental, and timing aligns with precision now. What the Wheel of Fortune guarantees is that stagnation ends permanently, and motion replaces stillness very soon. Circumstances beyond either person's control conspire to bring this connection into the open, and it happens imminently. Resistance to what is meant to unfold dissolves rapidly, and the universe clears obstacles that once seemed permanent. Alongside that, we have the sun, and this card floods the near future with warmth and undeniable clarity. Joy enters this connection in a way neither side anticipated, and it arrives without warning or gradual buildup. This ability replaces shadow going forward, and hidden feelings finally step into full daylight during the weeks ahead. Celebration and recognition of this bond are approaching, and the sun confirms the outcome carries lasting, genuine happiness. Mutual acknowledgement of what exists between you replaces the silence, and that exchange happens with surprising natural ease. Light replaces the heaviness that dominated previous seasons, and a new emotional landscape opens with room for both. Optimism floods in from every direction, according to this card, and it washes away residual doubt or hesitation. Near future energy radiates certainty and resolution, and the transition from unspoken tension to open honesty feels liberating. For advice, we have temperance, arriving with guidance that requires patience, steady trust, and measured grace throughout. Temperance advises against rushing what is naturally unfolding, because divine timing governs this connection above personal urgency. Balance between giving and receiving must be honored going forward, and neither side should carry the weight alone. Patience is not passive waiting, according to this card. It is active trust that the right moment surfaces. Measured responses over impulsive reactions serve this connection best, and approaching each development with calm intention yields depth. Moderation in expectations protects this bond from collapsing under pressure, and grace becomes the guiding principle ahead. Trusting the process, even when the pace feels unbearable, is the specific counsel offered, and it truly matters. Harmonizing head and heart before any declaration, every word spoken should land with truth and tenderness together. Let us revisit the message that opened this entire reading, because every card has confirmed its absolute truth. From the very beginning, the message declared that obsession with you dominates their mind, and nothing interrupts that. Day and night, without exception, you occupy their thoughts completely, and nothing has been able to change it. Desperate is the word that fits how they experience this, because casual interest never generates energy this overwhelming. Every section of this reading validated that declaration from a different angle, and not one card contradicted. Their world revolves entirely around you, and the cards expose just how consuming and deep that truth runs. From hidden depths in the opening through private inner worlds, from actions being prepared to secrets fiercely guarded. Each section built upon the last, and the full portrait confirms a connection that is rare and significant. Cards across every section echoed the same core reality, and that consistency is something the universe never fabricates. What stands between this moment and the promised future is simply time, trust, and courageous, honest expression. This connection was never random or accidental, and every card pulled today reinforced that with absolute, unwavering certainty. Carry this reading with you as a reminder that what you feel is real, mirrored, and deeply significant. Allow the confirmation to settle into your spirit gently, and let it replace any lingering uncertainty you held. Whatever unfolds next in this journey, it arrives with the full support of the universe, guiding both. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I truly appreciate you choosing this reading. Sending you all the love and warmth, and I will see you in the very next one ahead. Destiny is actively rearranging circumstances around both of you, and the shifts ahead are neither small nor subtle. Our first card for the near future is the Wheel of Fortune, signaling a major turning point. Cycles that kept this connection stagnant are completing, and a brand new chapter prepares to open wide. Fate has positioned both energies at the edge of something monumental, and timing aligns with precision now. What the Wheel of Fortune guarantees is that stagnation ends permanently, and motion replaces stillness very soon. Circumstances beyond either person's control conspire to bring this connection into the open, and it happens imminently. Resistance to what is meant to unfold dissolves rapidly, and the universe clears obstacles that once seemed permanent. Alongside that, we have the sun, and this card floods the near future with warmth and undeniable clarity. Joy enters this connection in a way neither side anticipated, and it arrives without warning or gradual buildup. This ability replaces shadow going forward, and hidden feelings finally step into full daylight during the weeks ahead. Celebration and recognition of this bond are approaching, and the sun confirms the outcome carries lasting, genuine happiness. Mutual acknowledgement of what exists between you replaces the silence, and that exchange happens with surprising natural ease. Light replaces the heaviness that dominated previous seasons, and a new emotional landscape opens with room for both. Optimism floods in from every direction, according to this card, and it washes away residual doubt or hesitation. Near future energy radiates certainty and resolution, and the transition from unspoken tension to open honesty feels liberating. For advice, we have temperance, arriving with guidance that requires patience, steady trust, and measured grace throughout. Temperance advises against rushing what is naturally unfolding, because divine timing governs this connection above personal urgency. Balance between giving and receiving must be honored going forward, and neither side should carry the weight alone. Patience is not passive waiting, according to this card. It is active trust that the right moment surfaces. Measured responses over impulsive reactions serve this connection best, and approaching each development with calm intention yields depth. Moderation in expectations protects this bond from collapsing under pressure, and grace becomes the guiding principle ahead. Trusting the process, even when the pace feels unbearable, is the specific counsel offered, and it truly matters. Harmonizing head and heart before any declaration, every word spoken should land with truth and tenderness together. Let us revisit the message that opened this entire reading, because every card has confirmed its absolute truth. From the very beginning, the message declared that obsession with you dominates their mind, and nothing interrupts that. Day and night, without exception, you occupy their thoughts completely, and nothing has been able to change it. Desperate is the word that fits how they experience this, because casual interest never generates energy this overwhelming. Every section of this reading validated that declaration from a different angle, and not one card contradicted. Their world revolves entirely around you, and the cards expose just how consuming and deep that truth runs. From hidden depths in the opening through private inner worlds, from actions being prepared to secrets fiercely guarded. Each section built upon the last, and the full portrait confirms a connection that is rare and significant,